Hello fellow adventurers and welcome to another video of the DM's Guide. This time we're going to talk about the abilities and what they represent. First of all, every character has 6 abilities, and those are Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom and Charisma. From those abilities derives the ability modifier that we will use in our calculations throughout the game. How do we figure out what the modifier is? Simple. We take the ability score, subtract 10 and divide by 2. The integer that remains as a result of the division is the ability modifier. If that number is positive, it's called a bonus, and if it's negative, it's called a penalty. Now let's look at the abilities one at a time. Strength. Strength measures your muscle and physical power. This ability is particularly useful for melee-oriented classes like the fighter or the barbarian. Even paladins, monks or rangers find it advantageous to have a high strength ability score. Strength modifiers are used in melee attacks, melee damage and the damage of thrown weapons. You will also use it for climb, jump and swing checks, as well as various strength checks for breaking down doors or breaking the chains of a prisoner or breaking things in general. To give you an example, the weightlifting world record is 582 pounds, which according to D&D rules correlates to an astounding 22 strength. That means that his strength modifier is +6. Dexterity. Dexterity shows us how flexible a person is and how good his hand-to-eye coordination, reflexes and balance are. This ability is highly valued by rogues, but also many other characters that rely on little or no armor to survive the deadly blows of various monsters. Dexterity modifier is needed for ranged attack rolls such as bows, crossbows, throwing axes and all sorts of ranged weapons. Also useful is the Dexterity modifier's addition to your armor class. Though remember, you must be able to see an arrow coming in order to avoid it. Your reflex save is also dependent on your Dexterity modifier in order to avoid the enemy mage throwing fireballs at you. Balance, hide, move silently and many other skills rely on your Dexterity to give them a boost in order to overcome their opposed difficulty check on the task at hand. Constitution. Your constitution represents your health and stamina, usually added to your fortitude saves, concentration skills, and hit points. Valued by all the classes, constitution is almost always the second best ability after your class indicated one. You will find out that no matter what class you choose, not getting one hit killed is always the way to go. Intelligence. This ability is representative of your learning capabilities, quick-wittedness and reasoning skills. Wizards and rogues value intelligence like a treasure, sometimes even more. Wizards depend on it to cast more powerful spells, and rogues use it to find traps and figure their way out of situations their greed has guided them. Also, the number of languages a character knows, the number of skill points gained at its level, and some skills like forgery, search, and spellcraft are directly linked to a character's intelligence. Wisdom. Wisdom describes a character's willpower, common sense, perception, and intuition. While intelligence represents one's ability to analyze information, wisdom represents being in tune with and aware of one's surroundings. Wisdom is very important for clerics, druids, paladins and rangers, as it is their main spellcasting ability. Wisdom is also used to determine your will save, but also used in certain skills like spot, listen and sense motive. Charisma. Last but most definitely not least is the charisma. How many times have we not seen a bard use his charisma to get out of a tough spot simply by saying a few well-chosen words or some expertly performed gestures? Charisma measures a character's force of personality, persuasiveness, personal magnetism, ability to lead, and physical attractiveness. Charisma is most important for paladins, sorcerers, and bards. It's also important for clerics since it affects their ability to turn undead. It's also used in bluff, diplomacy, use magic device, and other skills. It's the main spellcasting ability for sorcerers and bards, helping them cast more spells per day and making those spells harder to resist. And those were the 6 abilities. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, like and subscribe. Until next time, enjoy the game.